Hello everybody, I'm going to expand a little bit on excavation. Excavation is for archaeologists or any other expert on underwater cultural heritage, generally speaking, the most exciting part of the project. It is indeed the phase during which new information, new data is gathered. And new information, new data can, as we know, lead to new insights, new knowledge. And this in turn leads to progress in science and to new opportunities, new possibilities for public outreach. Excavation is thus the crucial phase that needs thorough documentation. I explain why. We as archaeologists are in fact a kind of historians. I know that some historians or some archaeologists don't like this comparison, but I feel that this comparison is rather useful. But instead of working with texts or written sources, as historians do, we as archaeologists base our research on the exploration, on the study of material sources, meaning by this objects, stratigraphies, geological context, topographical data, environmental data, and so on. Thus, on material texts, so to speak. There is, however, one very important difference between historians and archaeologists. We read our material texts through excavation. And we can do that only once. Excavating a site is in fact, in most cases, destroying it partly, in some cases, destroying it largely, and in exceptional cases, destroying it completely. An historian, on the other hand, can go back endlessly to his or her texts. We as archaeologists have only one opportunity to read our sources. So our reading has to be very careful and thorough. And we have to document properly every step, every action we take. I expand a little bit on what we have to document. First of all, before any intrusive intervention of our part, we need to document the site as we found it, by using photographs, multi-beam images, plans, drawings, and every technique, every documenting technique which is available can be useful, in order to produce a good view, a good idea of how the site looks like when we found it. Secondly, we have to document every step, every activity we take, again via photographs, plans, daily progress reports in which we explain what we are doing and describe and explain what we are doing, inventories of objects we have encountered on the seabed, samples we took from the seabed, of course the provenancing of these objects and samples, and also explaining the reason why we took the samples. Thirdly, document the site as we leave it. So as a result, at the end of our excavation, we dispose of a good description of the site before our intervention, a thorough documentation of every activity we have undertaken, a good description of the site as we left it, and a set of plans, photographs, drawings, maps, inventories that will allow somebody else to understand perfectly what we have done. And this is, beside publishing our new insights based on the excavation, this is in fact an important goal of our excavation, to produce a detailed record that will allow somebody else, maybe years or even decades ahead of us, to redo mentally the excavation. Based this time not directly on the material sources, but on the replacing written record, written archive we produced during our excavation. An excavation that is not properly archived or documented is comparable to a site that has been looted. And of course, it is very important to publish our new insights based on our excavation, but publication alone, without accompanying archival record, doesn't allow reinterpretations or re-identifications later on when new insights have become available. This, having said, makes it clear that we have also to organize a sustainable archive of our records, objects and samples. And in order to achieve all this, we must be sure to have enough funding before starting.